Oh, so happy it's Thursday. If you went to school, you'll figure out that acronym. Got about 14 more minutes left of Thursday, and then it's on to a very pivotal weekend in regards to our fundraiser. As of right now, we are at 12,700. We pulled in about $100 in between last time we had spoken till up till now. Let's bring that up. Might have to change some plans on Saturday to bring us home. Right now, we are currently $2,300 short of our goal of 15,000. They have to make some decisions. Do I just keep going past that, or don't know. I mean, I don't think we're gonna make it in time for the walk. So but that's basically the cosmetic presentation. I can still we can still do something, but right now we're short. We're short of the goal. So I got to make a decision. Do I want to continue beyond the 26? At some point, we have to hit the end campaign and get this money to these guys,
Yeah.
and move on another campaign. So
We
I
got
got to
we had
figure out.
quite we had quite a few people share this too today on social media, which is very helpful. Specifically, Scott of DC Squadcast and Film Junkie and a few others I saw. So we definitely thank you guys a lot for sharing that, spreading the word about it.
Yeah, and I know, much to the chagrin of Brad, sorry in advance, um, we may have to
Don't
go all out on
don't
on Friday.
don't say it. Don't say
And
it. I know what you're gonna say. Don't say it.
no, you don't. You actually, I know you think you know what I'm going to say. Hold on for a second. Um, hold on. Got to sneeze or not sneeze or mid sneeze, wherever the fuck this is. This is bothering the fuck out of me. Oh, Jesus. Um, no scary movie on Friday or Saturday. No scary
Or
movie.
ever. Good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good.
Not a guarantee I'm willing to make at this point.
Oh, guarantee
Um,
I'm willing to make though at this point. So
hey,
to me,
if I have to,
and I
um,
guarantee it matters.
we might do a repeat presentation of Justice League, not the shitty one, but the 4 hour one. And like I said, we didn't have everybody we needed to on that last time we did it to, or else we'd already be out of goal. So we may have to take another shot at it just to reach that goal eventually, because like I said, at some point we do need to get the money. I would like to have it on Saturday because that would make it part of their donations that we could give to the local chapter here. Either way, they'll get it, but it won't count as far as their walk donation. So if we could add um, that kind of money on that special of a day would be great. But as of now, mathematically and time wise, it looks like it's going to be really, really close. So instead of showing some low volume movies that we may not get the following for, it's going to show one that we will get it, and that may not be the only one. So I got to figure it out. A lot of it will depend on how many donations we get in between now and then. Like I said, as of right now, as you can see there, and I'll refresh it, we are at $12,700.
Who was our last donor? Because that was another $100.
Yeah, it was 80 from Democracy Fan. Civil War was great. I highly recommend it. So he's giving his review of the movie. Prior to that, it was Clark Joe DCU.
Okay.
So that's what made up the 100 for the day. So I will put the link into the. It would be great if we did it before Saturday. Then like I said, I could turn up the big giant check and have Mai and Kimmy come down here. But let's see. So I'm putting it in chat. Like I said, continue to share. I mean, that's what's got us a good amount to where we are right now. But yeah, I think we're near. I feel we're nearing the end. And like I said, I really want to get the money into the hands of the people who can need it or who need it and can use it. So 15 grand is that number we're trying to reach to. Hopefully we reach it this weekend, and then we'll do another one. We'll do other campaigns. This was just the one. We've had this one going since what, December?
Yeah,
November 28th. November 28th is when we started it. We started November 28th. So that is almost 6 months, guys. Actually 5 months. As you know, 6 months, about half a year. So we ran this campaign for quite a while.
Yeah. So, and of course, our initial goal was $5,000, so we are, you 2.5 times that, or 1.5. We've more than doubled that.
I don't know the I don't know the math. I know it's far more than we could have ever hoped for. But like I said, now we're close enough to that final end campaign goal. Be cool to reach it on or before the Saturday. So there you guys go.
Yes. Sounds good.
All right.
And
Completely ignoring Banes and
I'm not seeing any in the chat yet.
Those are on the ban list. What else do I need to add to the ban list? Any talk about James Gunn's DCU this far away from DCU? Nothing.
Well, I mean, there's not really a lot of news going around, at the moment anyway.
Yeah.
So,
but even when there's not a lot of news, people find shit to talk about, and I think you can talk a topic to death before it even gets life. So let's go ahead and not bring those up.
Actually, some other DC news I thought I'd bring up. I'll go get the chat and I'll bring it up. But it is DC related, not DCU related, but it's definitely something I'm excited for. But yeah, I'm gonna go and get the chat before we kind of get into the topics because it's pretty much open night tonight, right?
Yeah, we're just gonna go, relax. And I made a mistake. I should have gone out and got food before I relaxed. Now,
yeah, that would have been a good decision.
But the problem is like I said, most of this, it's still not funny. The problem is my options are limited this late at night anyway. So,
Aaron, how's it going?
Hello. The draft is I after like the first two picks, I stopped paying attention to the draft. The NFL draft is one of those things that a lot of people get excited for, and I'm just like, oh, Caleb Williams went first. Okay, there you go. That's after that is a bunch of guys I've never heard of.
Hi, Music Man. Hi, Droga. Hi, Vince. Clint making his usual introductory duck thing. Hunter Riggy. No, I didn't. Because I think you were really you had asked me something kind of. I think this is what you were asking me the other day. You're like, but no, I have not seen your fan cast. So please go ahead and share that in the. Well, also that is kind of under the ban topic. So I don't know if that is William okay with that.
Yeah, sure, we can go on. I'm just not gonna.
Okay. You still print out a nice check. Oh, he's talking about for this, yeah.
The charity. You print out you can just blow it up, take it to the printer and put a couple pieces of paper together, make it look like it's big, just for a photo op. It's all it is. The money is going to get directly deposited into their.
How's it going, RJ?
Hello.
What if I donate $2,300 partner? No, you don't get partnership because you're going to do nothing but play scary movie 24 hours a day and torture me,
dude. Do you want part of? Dude, I don't want the 100% that I own at the time.
Where you get to own the old air conditioner. How's that going, by the way?
I had to go out and get some wiring today to repair what got shorted out. But other than that, we should have it powered up by tomorrow or Saturday. Where it's much cooler these next 3 to 4 days. We got scattered thunderstorms, but nothing that should really cause a lot of issues as far as flooding goes. We're gonna wait till those pass before we get up on the roof, though. So,
okay. How's it going? Fun.
Fun.
Ban Godzilla versus Kong. Why? We love both those characters.
I enjoyed that movie, and I enjoyed.
Yeah, I did too. So it's like there's no reason to ban it. I don't see.
Guys, the only thing I'm going to ban are things that I don't care about, are too far away, or that annoy me.
Okay.
And Godzilla versus Kong.
That's a good call.
I hate to have for those of you who are coming onto our channel and are trying to figure out why all the bad jokes, where they come from. Brad knows that I believe Good Burger is trash. I don't know what his fixation on it. Some of the other stuff is try and all the other shit. I don't know what that means.
Well, I can't tell you guys anything behind that. We just know it's like our chat makes up words like tra and flube and all this other stuff. So.
Venom and Bane. I think Venom is a lazy enemy that you put in when you just give up on making good enemies. And Venom was a good premise, but it's been overused to the point where it's just, it's like a rite of passage when you just run into a wall. And unfortunately, these characters have come in to a new generation who unfortunately just didn't want to take the time to know all the other rogues galleries that these enemies have, and just got fed this bullshit. So, and this is coming from somebody who sells comics. I can't fucking stand those two enemies. They suck in the every version of Doomsday has been like, what are you doing? And like I said, and then it leads back to the storyline that helped the saturation era that became the 90s and led to one company nearly declaring bankrupt, and the other one, had it not been owned by Warner Brothers at the time, would have declared bankruptcy. So yeah, Death of Superman, sure. And like I said,
that's perfect as it relates to the topic. I'll get to it when we go more through the chat, but it does definitely connect.
Oh
to the
wow.
topic.
We're going to talk about something new and innovative like Death of Superman. I've never heard that before. Gee, I wonder what happens at the end. Next.
Well, actually, not what's got a Superman involved, but it's not Superman related per se. Do you think? Yeah. I've seen some people like talking about the. I'm not. Can you give me some more context?
I haven't heard about.
There's something about like new unfoldings with his Warhammer 40K series he was doing with Amazon, and I've seen some people on the timeline saying, "Oh, like that's in danger now or something." So, but I don't have like all the info.
Yeah, and I haven't heard anything from anybody credible or anything.
Yeah. So if you can, please go ahead and fill me in there in the comments and so forth. Because again, it's like I've seen people kind of proclaim the sky is falling on that, but I don't know what the basis for that is.
Rule number 1: never give a shit about what's on your Twitter timeline, because most of it, as like I said, most of it ends up being bullshit anyway. I know some people who use Twitter for news. I sympathize with you and I pity you. It's not a place to go.
Well, it's a good shorthand, People look at it as like the shortcut or the shorthand for it,
which is that's like taking a shortcut to brain surgery. You either do it or you don't. It's either one thing or it's not. Twitter is not the place for news. I don't. How much more evidence do you need?
Yeah.
I mean, damn.
What else you guys got? Well, Venom took some offense there. What you had to say.
Sorry.
Wait till Bane comes to the chat.
Blame Marvel for overusing you in the short time you've been in existence.
Did you ever share your thoughts on Bane when you got to meet Todd McFarlane? Or not? I'm sorry, not Bane. Venom.
No, because he didn't create him. He co-created him. David Michelinie created him.
I mean, he's obviously very instrumental in Venom.
But
of course, it's Joe Spider-Man run.
If I have 2 minutes with somebody like I did with Todd McFarlane, I'm probably not going to bring up the worst thing he was a part of. So,
okay, what else you guys got? Did anybody watch? I have not seen it, so good time.
I will be watching it once I'm done with you guys, and I will be reviewing it. Some of it, not the whole thing.
I'm going to take.
I meant to review it. I was ready to review it 2 weeks ago, but I didn't realize it didn't drop until today. So yeah.
Oh, I saw some.
Ooh, your mic just went out. Hello. Can you hear me, Brad?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, it just went to like a bunch of background real quick, like
That was weird. Yes, but I saw something else tonight that I'll give my thoughts on a little bit here once we go more through the chat. It was we were talking about last night, and it's probably going to be 2 weeks and then out of theaters on to VOD. So you want to see it in theaters, specifically Boy Kills World, has a chance, so dive on it.
Oh, that's right. Oh, and like I said, that is the guy. Remember how I guess that was a guy from the pigeon, the pigeon commercial? I forgot what he was. Yeah, it is him. Like I said, his voice drives me crazy.
Oh, you mean Isaiah Mustafa?
His name.
He was in like what was the shower commercial? The where he's coming out of the shower and he's got the aftershave or whatever that was.
No, it's an American dude.
Okay, I think he's American.
With a really hold on. Boy Kills.
Okay.
Because it tells you when you look at the cast list.
Okay, and by the way, Fourth gave me some context on Warhammer here. Warhammer has been
H. John Benjamin.
Oh yeah, the voiceover guy. Yeah, who provides his monologue in it. He provides the Skarsgård's monologue.
I may have to watch that in subtitles.
Yeah, well, They definitely mine a lot of humor from that in this movie. Let me go ahead and read it off for it's Warhammer has retconning their lore to be more inclusive. Fans feel gaslit with the explanations by the company. These changes may find their way into the show, causing Cavill to exit. Okay.
That's a long stretch.
Yeah,
That's a really long stretch, dude.
I think what people are, maybe the basis people are going from there is that he was his exit from The Witcher was about, like, he was, because I mean Henry's really into like role playing games and video games and things like that. So Witcher was very close to his heart, and so was Warhammer. So apparently the reason why he left The Witcher was like it felt like by season 3 they were really starting to diverge from the source material in a way that he wasn't too happy with, so he decided to part. I mean, that coincided with his Black Adam Superman cameo and everything happened there. But
I think he has a lot of creative control from what I hear over Warhammer. Yeah, I don't think he's going to have that issue.
Yeah, he's not just starring in it. This is like he's overseeing.
He worked that into his contract. After Witcher, he worked that into the Warhammer contract. I don't think there's going to be a problem.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't have like anything necessarily concrete to go on there with what you're saying for it, so I couldn't really say. But we'll see. I am a complete outsider to Warhammer, so it's like
I don't know of it because I've sold it before when we could afford to, because it's like super expensive to do. But that's about all.
Yeah. So.
All right, let's go to this thing that you were with the thing that you were going to bring up, because I know it's going to annoy me.
Suddenly saying Cavill's anti. No, it's
I said, guys, we don't know where this is coming from, though. Like I said, if it's coming from Twitter, then I don't believe it, unless it's coming from Twitter attached to his Twitter, or
And you would think I would think that Henry, after what happened with Justice League in 2017, it's like we talk about like him like putting a writer in his contract, saying it's like, okay, I got some creative oversight on this.
After Witcher, I think he would have done.
Yeah, but then it's also Justice League was like the first one that really where he really ran into that wall, and then Witcher apparently. So I would think that like those both Justice League as much as Witcher probably played a role in that in that train of thought on his part. So, but yeah, again,
where he was at with the whole Superman thing, he wasn't the Henry Cavill we have now. He wouldn't have had that leverage, but he might be thinking about it. But I think The Witcher, because The Witcher, he was a star of, and he left the way he left that way. I think that would be the primary thing. But like I said, I would dismiss all of this. I would dismiss all of this until we hear from credible sources.
And what I mean by that, when I bring up Justice League, is like he with the mustache and all the just how much Superman got butchered in that version. I mean, he got to see in the most. One of the most epic train wrecks of all time of it, as an example of like a studio butting in and like shoehorning in a bunch of crap into an already finished product at the last second. So it's like I would think that he that would be partly on his mind, assuming this is true. But again, it's like that's assuming this is true.
What, dude?
Hard on it.
You know what? I really don't think this is on any of those guys' mind anymore. Not after this much time. I mean, Ben Affleck. I mean, I think about that all the time. I think it lives in our heads. I really don't think it lives in theirs anymore. Maybe Ray Fisher. Let me repeat that. Yeah, because Ray Fisher's on a mission. But as far as all the rest of them now goes, I don't think they think about this anymore. I don't know.
Maybe
Zach does.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's like I feel like you're talking about the cast of the first ever Justice League movie, and with what happened with that, and ultimately it had a happy ending with the version that was the real movie coming out, but still like the way it got torn to shreds.
At the time it happened, 7 years plus. I don't think these guys, especially because they're focused on the things that they're actually, you know what I mean, and a lot of these guys are involved in big, some heavy stuff. I think we do, because like I said, we don't have it, we're not. But it's a job. At some point, it's a great job, but it's each project it takes up a lot of space in their heads. Whereas with us, the space in our heads was it for so long. I think they look at it differently. I think they just look at it, when they look back at the catalog of their careers. I think it comes out, as a job, as a role. It's a role on their IMDb page. I don't think they dislike it or anything or dismiss it, but at the same time, I don't think they use any of that going forward as far as what kind of things that they're currently involved in 2024. Zach, maybe. Ray Fisher, maybe. But the rest of them, I think the rest of them are just, it's become just another project that they did. And in their defense, it has to be, because that's literally, that was one role, or a set of roles that they did. And most of them haven't done anything in those roles except for Cal, and then, but like I said, it's been cameos and things like that. But, I would like to think that these guys are, currently embedded, including Cavill. I think Cavill, like I said, I think the only thing that he really needs to refer to would be The Witcher, because of the way that ended, because that was something he got hired to do. Superman. He wanted to do The Witcher. He wants to do this 40K thing. So I think he's using the Witcher experience probably more so than anything else. And as far as the rest of those guys, I just really think those guys, it's a role that they played. I wish I could think that they were, I don't, because like I said, I just don't think they should be hung up on that anymore. That's just me, though.
Yeah, no. Well, again, but yeah, what do you want me to get into a minute ago?
You said there was something you saw.
Oh yes, Boy Kills World. Yes.
But you said it was connected to something about Superman.
Okay. No. Well, what do you want me to share my thoughts on Boy Kills World or the Superman thing first?
I'll do the Superman thing first.
Okay. Oh well, it's not like anything that was like exclusive. It's just that Superman and Lois, the upcoming fourth and final season, which has Doomsday, going to have, by all outward appearances, have some kind of the death and return of Superman. It just about 2 days ago wrapped up filming. So they just completed on season 4. So the cast, the crew, everybody involved, they've been posting photos and posting kind of like, this has been a hell of a ride, kind of posts, and thank you to the fans. And
you're gonna go out. You're gonna go out on that now.
Yeah.
So people who make a couple of extra zeros next to their name than I do, who literally get paid to come up with creative ideas, that's what they're giving you. That's what they're going out on.
Yeah, I can't wait.
We, as a society, bitch and moan about recycled ideas. This is the ultimate 3 times recycled idea. It sucks, because
So William is gonna let me he's gonna step out and just let me talk about Superman and Lois for the remainder of the show. And
if I had the opportunity to take these heroes and do something with them, I would be trying my best to do something, with it's just kind of sad. We settle for that kind of shit.
Well, here's also one thing that I'm really appreciating about going into season 4. It's not really story related, but and I'm sure you probably heard people kind of like talk about or complain about this in the Sci-Fi Center through, particularly through season 2. But they had the production schedule was such that every show it'll have like they film a couple episodes, they take a break, they come back, film the rest of them, and season 2, like something happened. I mean, they said it was, we were still dealing a lot more with the pandemic at the time. This is 2022. So that was kind of the reasoning that was given for like a lot of the delays in it. But that took like 6 months to get from January to like late June of 2022. It took about 6 months for them for like all 13 episodes, and they had some gaps. They had like 4-5 breaks, from and these breaks would last like 3 weeks to a month. So it's a great season, but it was like it had some fits. It had some stops and starts. It ran into some pit stops there. So I'm really grateful, and I'm really thankful that we're going to be going into this season with the entirety of the season is in the can. So they're going to do work in post production. It's right now, so it's supposed to be. They haven't given a hard date for when it's going to be airing. But they just said fall 2024. So that sounds like September-ish to me. But I'm really looking forward to the fact that once it starts, it's going to be just 10 weeks, just bang, here it goes. So it's like episode, here's episode next week, here it is, and then just go through the remainder of the show just in one final just epic hurrah there. So I'm looking forward to the fact that they've got it all across the finish line, and I'm just gonna close it out with just one last like graphic novel, just blast through, no breaks that we know of. It's just gonna be, we're off the races once it starts. So as a fan of the show, I am very much looking forward to that.
Happy that you're getting an ending. Saddened that they didn't,
Yes,
come up with something better than that to go out on. That's kind of sad. But
have you seen any of the show?
Yeah.
Okay, because I think I'm pretty adamant about this. That I mean, like a big part of the basis of the show is that Superman and Lois, they're married. They have 2 teenage sons, Jordan and John. And they decide to move back to Smallville, and Jonathan or Jordan starts developing Kryptonian powers. So Clark is having to kind of guide his son through that while he's maintaining his life as Superman. So it's as focused on his his parent life and his family life as it is his superhero life. And each season they've shown John or Jordan. I keep saying John because canonically John Kent, but Jordan, like each season, like his powers are just growing and growing. And in season 3, we saw he's pretty close to being on the level of his father. So the theory I've really been going into with season 4, and especially with the prospective death and return of Superman, and this is that this really is going to show Jordan becoming some version of Superboy in it. I mean, it's going to show him in some capacity donning the suit, either midway through, maybe towards the end, but it's the journey of Jordan on the show has really been as much the backbone of it as Superman himself. So that's what I'm really kind of expecting going into season 4 is it's the completion of his journey to Superboy, and it might even have like a with the whiteboards we see like
Austin, tell me you don't know good stories without telling me you don't know good stories, jackass. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But what was I on? Oh yeah. Yeah. So that's what I'm expecting is it's going to the completion of Jordan's journey to Superboy, and it might even end in something similar to what we saw on the whiteboards with 20 years later, Bruce Kent becoming the new Batman. Maybe this might have like some kind of time jump, and it's like Jordan becomes the new Superman. We'll see.
Dude, you're here to just fucking irritate me today. So, okay, I'm game.
Yeah.
Anyone who thinks Twitter and Rotten Velvet is irrelevant. Do you listen to me?
Rotten Tomatoes is, listen, whatever you think, Art, it does not need to be the foundation for creative decisions at the studio level.
Austin, do you listen to me when I talk? I'm serious. This is a serious question. Do you listen to me when I talk, or you just fish for shit you want to hear? I mean, I'm just curious. Rotten Tomatoes is... Why is Rotten Tomatoes relevant? I'm going to ask you, and I want an answer. Why is Rotten Tomatoes relevant? Can we not fucking think for ourselves? Do I need to be spoon-fed some other shithead's opinion? It's my fucking money. I need your advice about the shit I've been watching my whole life. I need to be nursemaid with some fucking idiot's opinion about a movie that he's not going to pay my way to see. That's the epitome of irrelevant. And as far as Twitter, I didn't say Twitter was irrelevant. I just fucking said it's not a good source for news because people don't know how to think for themselves, and Twitter gives you crumbs, and people subsist on the crumbs. People look how bullshit gains traction. How many times has some fucking dumb rumor come up here because somebody thought Twitter was the go-to place, and don't even look behind the curtain or where that shithead got it from? So that's what I said. If you're gonna quote me, go all the way, dude. Next.
All right, what do we got? Who else in the chat? Sorry. Again, I was a little bit of a monologue there, so we're a little bit behind the chat, but I'll try to get you as up to date everybody as I can. Let me go back to where I was. I gotta start starring these comments like you're saying too.
I told you, man, because I don't start most of them because, like I said, this time of night, so I'm too tired. But you look for them. So.
Did I hear my name being mentioned?
All right, so Baines and
I'm telling you that's
have a good time tonight. Have a good time. I don't care if it's Elvis fucking Presley. I'm near my limit to.
You know what's going to happen now? Somebody's going to come in the chat with the name Elvis Presley after he said that.
Listen. This little button here, Just put user, dude. It only takes me one finger. I can make it in.
Let's see what else we got. Let's see. H. John Bench. Yeah, we brought that up. Yeah, because he's a kind of a prolific voice actor, and I'll go ahead and give my quick thoughts on Boy Kills World because William I wanted me to share that. Quick thoughts. Quick thoughts. Had a freaking blast. I loved it. I mean, you could probably. I mean, this is the kind of movie where it's like you can pretty easily infer from the marketing. Muted though it may have been in this case, but from the trailers, definitely. From everything, it's like whether or not this is going to be up your alley, and this absolutely was for me. So yeah, it's and William, I think you'll dig it too because it's got 3Ds. Oh boy, it's got 3Ds.
Well, it looks like that in the trailer because I didn't even know they didn't even promote the trailer. And I mean, we watched the trailer on here because somebody in the chat bought it up.
Yeah, and it was quiet. I mean, as far as like the turn, I mean, it was me and like 2 other people in the theater. So yeah, it definitely this is going to be like a 2 weeks in theaters, VOD, before Memorial Day. So, but I mean, I'm just looking forward to playing it again in the Homestead when it gets there because it's got a lot of my boys in it. It's got some awesome action fight choreography. It's got a really as far as like the 3Ds, it really applies that towards a sense of humor because it's got a very it's very much like an R-rated kind of cartoon. So and it has a lot of fun with that with the over the topness of a lot of the gore and such. And Skarsgård, I mean, obviously, he's known for playing villains, and this is definitely kind of a bit of a switch for him. And he's having to convey like all of what his character's emotions, like through nonverbal. So there's sign language. There's there's the the narration that H. Jonathan Benjamin, I think it was. So he has to kind of work in tandem with him. And it even draws some humor because his character is deaf and mute. So he has he's kind of relying on. There's a little bit of sign language, but also he's pretty good at reading people's lips, but there's one character who specifically Isaiah Mustafa that he has trouble reading because he has a longer beard, so that kind of obscures his lips. So everything he thinks he's saying, it comes out all wrong. So it minds some humor from that. But yeah, overall, like had a ton of fun with Boy Kills World. If you're into kind of dystopian future sci-fi flicks, R-rated comedies, or action martial arts movies, I think any of those 3, it's like I think you're gonna have a lot of fun with Boy Kills World. So I definitely give it a recommendation. I really enjoyed it.
It's probably gonna be on streaming in a few weeks, so I'll catch it there.
We can do a watch party then, and you can enjoy all the 3Ds with us.
The studios seem to think it's irrelevant. That's why it's a question of the day. Studios care about money. Studios care about money at the end of the day, and a lot of this shit doesn't lead to dollars. I mean, it's a business. We can sit around with pinky cups and give our fucking opinion about movies. If it's not making the cash register ring, then no one's going to give a shit at the end of the day. And if, like I said last night, if you're basing your decisions on that, I don't know. I can't think of any smart ones that are. I might think of one that has $8.50 stock that might think something like that would be clever. But, yeah, like I said, it's some rando's opinion. And a lot of those guys, if you're basing your decision off of an aggregate, when you got people getting on there and you got to read what some of the stuff that's coming up that they're typing. That's what you're going to base your business decisions on. You probably deserve to go out of business. I don't have inner trauma here.
Aaron says, I'm surprised they didn't make John Kent bisexual in the show like they did in the comic books. I mean, yeah, as far as like the Kent kids, I mean, it is definitely somewhat, especially because the focus as far as like the kid who's all the powers, is very much Jordan. So it's it is a departure in that aspect. There's I think personally there's some subtle hints as far as obviously they take a lot of John from the comics and sort of plug him into Jordan's character art. There's some subtle hints. Now you might call that queer baiting, and I You know, a lot of people probably would, but
a lot of people had an issue with the comic, and I'm one way or another. I'm not, live your life. I think how they handled it in the comics got that comic canceled, but the way it was done, it just really, because the sales after issue 5 just didn't go anywhere, and they eventually just taken it off. I think it already got canceled. I don't think there's a solicitation for it.
Yeah. But yeah, you could read like some subtle hints. I think, particularly in season 2, with some of his Jordan's sort of
okay.
Some of his social struggles. It's not overt, but I mean,
okay.
But yeah, I'll just
I'm already tired of Superman and Lois. I'm sorry.
I love the show.
You guys need to tell me how you know what the fuck the general audience knows, doesn't know, wants, or doesn't want. I need to know where you're getting. If you guys are going to bring this up to the point where I'm in the minority, you need to show me some fucking numbers. Otherwise, you need to rephrase that as you're guessing, because that's all you're really doing. You're guessing without stats, without numbers. It's your opinion. That's all it is. No, I'm not sending anybody a link during the week. We do that shit on Saturday.
I mean, we might end up doing that tomorrow if we're going to be tweaking our kind of home run plans for the charities though. But we love having people on over. I'm wondering if reviews are perceived as having an adverse effect, or whether or not some people buy tickets, or if that's a perceived impact of reviews by the industry. That's a good question. I think that Rotten Tomatoes article we read off, last night does kind of allude to that.
It depends on how smart you are, if you're running your business right, because you have to have a whole set of criteria to make these. But pull that back up, if you could, please. Okay. You can't be successful and have that as your criteria all alone. Because once again, there are movies that get review bombed. There are movies that get trashed by critics that make money. There are movies that, the Fast and the Furious gets absolutely shredded by critics, makes money. All right. There's a lot of goofball movies out there that if you based whether you're going to make your business decision on what a critic or a review says, but the movie makes $600-700 million. What do you do?
Well, the first Venom got absolutely just destroyed on Rotten Tomatoes, and it did like 860 worldwide.
Yeah. So you're in business. You're doing this for money. So I would have to think that has to be first and foremost, in the front of mind when you're thinking about these things. You can't, you can't pay off debt with reviews. It's money that you need. So now, as far as the audience perceiving stuff, it's really hard to say, because, like I said, a lot of people, bypass this stuff. I've seen, like I said, if a movie makes money and it has shitty reviews, then maybe we're at the point where people are starting to use their own mind. That's why I advocated start going to these movies by yourself, because it's an individual experience. I don't need you to review shit for me. You either are into that. If you're into the genre, you think you want to go see it. So, Brad, you could recommend a movie to me.
Yeah, which I pretty much just did a minute ago.
Exactly. But that doesn't mean I'm going to go out and see it. It's just a matter of that's why there's so little. I do some reviews on our site.
Like you guys can recommend to me. It's like, Brad, you should go check out Scary Movie 6 when it comes out. I'm not going to fucking do it, but it's.
It's just like it's an individual experience, and I think that with streaming, that's getting over and over, because you're not going with the pack of wolves. You're not thinking about things in the pack mentality. You're watching it on your own, and you're coming up with your own opinion. I don't need. Like I said, and that's where the studios, I think, are fucking up. They're caught in the middle of the meteorite headed towards Earth, and they don't know what to do or who to listen to anymore. Things are so wide open now. You know, like I said, back in Siskel and Ebert, maybe these things would work. But now you're spread. Most of these studios have content on streaming. Most of these studios own their own streaming networks. More and more, why are you relying on what a critic says when you can put that steak right on the table in front of your consumer? You don't have to fight through the bullshit anymore. So no, I mean, I could see a time in 3 to 5 years where a lot of these things are just, you know, they're just white noise. They're white noise now. But just remember, it's your money.
Let's see. Reyes says $8.50 can buy you a whole lot, not a day of hot meals at Costco. Yeah, it can also buy you 1 share of WBD stock. Oh,
yeah, because they're sitting looking
Good
at
chat.
Rotten Tomatoes, being like, "Hey, what do we do next?" Like I said, guys, do not bring up if you're going to bring up the general audience. Do you even know what that is? Not your buddies that you talk to. The general, I mean, where's your, if you have contact with the general audience on a daily basis when it comes to film, then bring it. I want to hear that. That's relevant data. Anything else is just guessing. Even some of the stuff we say is just guessing. Take my opinion with a grain of salt. There's no facts being said here. You know, there's just nothing. You know.
Yeah. Is Boy Kills the World? Yes, I would say so. It kind of gets a little bit more. It takes. This is a spoiler, so I won't go into it. But in the kind of the in the finale, there's a little bit of a twist that happens where it's like the tone gets a little bit more serious because there's some new stuff that's sort of introduced into the plot. But again, it's very over the top. It's an R-rated cartoon. So if that's what you're if that's something you have a real kind of hankering for, you will definitely dig Boy Kills the World a lot. And it sounds to me like Rhea, did you see it? Or are you looking forward to it? Because again, if you're looking forward to it, I can't imagine you're not going to get your money's worth out of it.
I see it. I see a lot of shit that I don't pay attention to or don't regard, that I don't include in my decision making. And I bought tickets from Fandango. I have a Vudu account. I have a Movies Anywhere account. Think I give 2 fucks about what someone else thought about a movie is going to? Hell, I send people to, we've done Fandango movies. I recommend people. I'm sending you to this movie so that you can go see the movie. You want to sit on a computer and read someone else's opinion and have that shape, your movie. That's on you. I think that's silly. But that's on you. But yeah, just because it's out there doesn't mean it needs to be referred to. That's like an Academy Award decision, hold on. That's like an Academy Award decision. It's out there. Do I need to care about that or regard that? No. It's someone else's opinion. Make your own. It's your money.
Yeah, the one Rhea had here, it sucks. It just sucks about RTV being at the top of the Google results when you search for a movie. I doubt it's good optics, but potential viewers maybe not. Yeah, well, again, I shared the story the other night about my folks who are Rotten Tomatoes savvy at all. Recommending stuff to them on whichever platform it was. And it flashed the when you pull up the title, it will present next to it. Okay, here's what it's got on Rotten Tomatoes, and they told me when I forget what I was suggesting, but they said, "Oh well, this says it's that number suggests it's not good." And I kind of had a little bit of like, "Okay, oh brother, here we go with this." So I kind of guided them through. They did end up watching it, but again, had I not been there,
what if you had been there for them?
Yeah, exactly.
See, that's the thing. And I'm going to give you 2 words here, actually maybe 3 words here for the answer. So why the hell wouldn't execs look at that? Why wouldn't I give my big movie somewhat? Why would I give my big movie to someone who has gotten Rotten Tomatoes audience scores unless their treatment is masterpiece? Fast and the fucking Furious. There you go. Because it's about money. That's why.
And it's about family.
And okay, so when Blade Runner 2049 came out and lost the studio $60 million, that's a fucking masterpiece. Didn't make money, but you have to base your decisions based on certain things like that. Now,
I would imagine by now it's made money.
Yeah, it's come across the board, but you got to realize I just gave you two movies that are on a different side of the spectrum. That different decisions have to be made. Neither one of them one had to do with a review, but it had to do with Academy Awards too. But then one that got completely destroyed. You know, the directors of Fast and the Furious continue to get movies, even though their movies get destroyed, right? So why would I care about that? If it's a business. Like I said, if it's a community discussion, at a coffee house, then yeah, okay. But if it's a business, dude, they put a fucking car with duct tape out in outer space. The critics tore that movie up. We're getting more Fast and Furious, right?
Even the thing about it, well, the thing about it is too, like with Fast and Furious is unique, where it's like even people who are giving even like the core fan base and even like a lot of the critical establishment, even when you're giving a positive reviews, people are still kind of panning it because of stuff like that. It's pretty much universally acknowledged. It's like they're fun, but they are so stupid at this point.
Dude, that is not what they're thinking about when they're talking about Fast and the Furious. They are not looking at the reviews of that movie. Dude, they do not care. They care about that money it makes, maybe decreasing the $350 million budget because that's just too much money.
They spent like an arm and a leg and then some on this last one.
Yeah, but they can cut that. They can cut that down. You could do a Fast and the Furious movie for less than $300 billion. You could probably do a Fast and Furious movie for 150.
I don't know if with the stuff they're doing. I don't know if they're now they got space cars and like driving away from exploding dams. I don't know if you can do it for cheaper than that now.
You could do it for less than $350 million.
But if you're gonna do it that like stylistically that way, it's like I don't know if like you can actually. It's like you got to open your pocketbook for that if you're going to maintain that level of absurdity.
Pay attention to the world and social media. You got to have a balance there, and this is the problem. I think this is what's become with social media. People think it is the world. It is the world. I mean, I get people, and I hear it all the time. I hear references, and you can clearly tell that 90% of the interaction that some of these guys have is from each other or from something on the internet. Twitter is not the world. Facebook is not the world. Instagram is not the world. Get out into the world. That's my recommendation. It's funny how my eyes just automatically ignore the Bane thing, so I don't even look at it anymore.
I'm sorry, what? They automatically ignore who?
Well, William put aside his bias. It's not a bias, dude. How is that? It's not a bias. It's not a bias. I'm telling you to think for yourself. If you want somebody else and some critic to, I'm not listening to it unless you're paying for my movie. And even then, if the movie sucks, I'm going to tell you you're just wasting my fucking time. What do you I don't even know if I want to know the context of this. Okay, you're going off the rails now, Austin.
Let's see. And by the way, how's it going, Ruth? You had a couple of you saying you dropped in Ruth. So I got a chance to highlight it. How's it going, Ruth? Ruth, scolding me for my British accent last night.
All right, Austin, I know you're staring at the computer right now. Why would I care about what someone else who saw a movie thought? If how is that relevant? How does that enhance your movie going experience? Go to the movie. I mean, I give everybody credit that chimes in here that we all can think for themselves. I don't read audience scores when I go to the movie. I know a lot of people who don't. Go enjoy the movie, and if the movie sucks, they can say it. But half the time, so I've seen so many people who say, "Well, this movie's fucking great. You gotta go see it." I see it. The movie's garbage. So relevant to who? So yeah, think for yourself, man. All right.
What do you guys got for us? Ruth told me the other day. It's like, oh, I like how your beard's coming in, right? Which is funny you say that because it's like within the last couple of weeks, it's like I was just trying to like kind of trim it down, just keep it to like just maybe like a 5 o'clock shadow, and then it got to this point where I start shaving again, and you're telling me it's like, oh, Brad, no, go for it. We want to see you with the full beard. It's like, okay, I guess I got to do it now. So
I agree. Well, okay, so this is kind of doesn't make a difference, but I'll read it anyway. I agree, RJ. Most either don't have disposable income or time. I see Max maybe wants a movie. I don't really. Okay, no, okay. I see what you're saying. I don't really depend on a review though. I just usually, once again, even if you didn't have a lot of money, that actually makes it worse. That actually makes me more stringent about somebody else's opinion. If I have a fixed income, I'm not going to roll the dice on some other person's opinion about a movie. I'm going to be a lot more, careful about things. I mean, having not having disposable income doesn't make your decision making process should make any more reliant on someone else, how someone else feels about that movie. I mean, it's how you're going to exclude one movie over another based on someone else's opinion. Fuck that. Maybe I am biased. I don't know. Exactly. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's your time. It's your money. That's
Let's see. Raji says, but what if the review comes from an outlet or personality you trust who tastes living line with yours? If you have a small income, would that influence whether you want to invest?
That's a fair question, but that's not what we're talking about. If we're talking about a critic, say Brad, you're the critic, and me and you, we're ride or die. I mean, we know, I know what you know what I like in movies. I know what you like in movies. That's something like that. That's different. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking like an aggregate or a collection of people who come together to give a score and randos that I don't know. Like I've always said, I don't do this now. I do this less and less because I go to the movies by myself for that reason. But there are people out there that like foreign horror movies that I like. There are some people out there whose taste and likeness are like. That's a little bit different than trusting an aggregate or some random critic. If it's a critic that you, like I said, if it's like John Campea. So say I'm just throwing a name out there. You like John Campea, and you and him are batting 1,000 on what kind of movies. That's different. But most of the times you look at critics, they're not like that. And a lot of people, and especially when you get to non-genre critics too, then it gets even worse because they don't enjoy certain things about movies that you do. So if it's your ride or die, buddy, but even then, I've gone to movies with people for years, and even they've recommended some clunkers for me. If ultimately it's you, it comes down to you. If you're going to trust somebody, at least it should be the guy who's in the SARD car with you all the time to go see the movie, or like RJ said. But for the most part, to me, that's not Rotten Tomatoes. That's not Cinema Score. That's not any of that shit. Let's see. That's gonna go on the individual. I've never had a critic save me time or enhance my movie experience, but based on that, because like I said, I know some of these guys. I've sat next to the movies with these guys. And it's just like I said, and it's nothing against them. It's like me and you are going in for something different. Now, fourth, if it's that critic, your ride or die critic, that's batting 1,000 with you, that's different. But we're talking about critic score and critic aggregates. Those different things. So,
Brad, I get it's interesting you mentioned that actually, because we actually had a stick fighting seminar today with my school's my teacher's teacher, a grandmaster, came into, of course, a grandmaster taught us. We had a couple of seminars today. One was on stick fighting, so I was that. I'll be right back. Let me show you guys real quick. I'll be right back.
I am not a cinephile. I am not. I'm a fucking moron. I am not a cinephile. I'm the general audience, dude. I go to the movies just like you do. I'm not a cinephile. No, that's upgrading me. No, I am not. I'm Joe Sixpack. I'm not. I am the general audience.
Okay, yeah. So these are my sticks that we use today. Use some Kali sticks. Learned how to do some stick fighting. We learned a lot of different patterns. No, it's like one thing you learn quickly when you're learning stick fighting is you train with a partner. It's of course you're gonna take some whacks on the fingers here and there. So deal with that. I mean, not like full power or anything like that, but and also these I forget what these are rattan. So you whack them enough, you whack these two things together enough, you start to kind of smell sulfur from it. They actually start to kind of heat up and like almost like so. I learned. And we're stuck on an island like Tom Hanks. It's like I know I'd probably start a fire if I bang a couple sticks together, rattan sticks together for like an hour. So, but yeah, it was fun. It's fun. It was like my third stick fighting seminar, so it's another thing I'm kind of getting a little bit more because I'm weapons. I'm not as versed in. Of course, I want to as I progress further with my school that I started at here. Like one thing you do as you get closer to black belt is you pick up you pick a weapon to learn. So I've already decided I want to learn nunchucks but yeah, also sticks, Kali sticks. A lot of fun to play with, a lot of fun to learn how to fight with. So.
Exactly my point here. Kind of like William said, Godzilla versus Kong was good, and that was a piece of shit. See, if you would have given me your critic's opinion on there, why would I use that? I enjoyed the movie. See, your opinion meant everything to you, but added nothing to my movie going experience. I mean, I enjoyed the movie. I Godzilla vs. Kong, and some people didn't. Some people gave it a shitty review. Why the fuck should I care about that? I saw the trailer. It carried out what I thought it should on both of those movies. I had fun with it. My opinion about Godzilla X Kong or versus Kong being good shouldn't mean jack shit to you. Shouldn't. I had a good time. I got my money's worth. I had fun. But if you didn't have fun with it, but see, we get into this amoeba-like thing to where, and like somebody said in the word of mouth, and that's one thing that I hope as the years go on, because people allow themselves to be taken out of their own movie-going experience by other people's opinions. That's my point on that one. I don't care if these things exist and somebody else reveres them or uses them. I don't think they should, because how you feel when you go see a movie that the whole world may hate is all that matters. And then if the math isn't there, you know what? You just don't get another one. You know, I think Fast and the Furious movies, especially the last three, are absolute heaping piles of garbage. But
yeah, they've gone off the rails. They have gone off the rails big time.
Even though the profit margin, because they spent too much, they make a lot of money. All right, wasn't for me. What is my opinion? Why should my opinion shit in your water if you want to go see Fast and Furious? My opinion shouldn't mean shit to you. I know where we're at now. I know where the power of word of mouth has, but I don't think that's necessarily a good thing, because the word of mouth of who? What if the word of mouth about Godzilla versus Kong wasn't good? I enjoyed the movie, so I get caught up in that, and I don't go see the movie. Fuck that, you know?
Yeah, once again, yeah, Aaron, it's definitely it's a whole other science of fighting in itself. Yeah, so I'm definitely enjoying these stick fighting seminars that we have every couple of months here. You said whacking. Yeah, a pair of chopsticks, yeah. Kali sticks. Okay. Let's leave it at that. What else you guys got for us?
What makes you think I'm not the general audience, dude? Or that I don't at least have access to the general audience? I'm not some, like I said, me going to screenings doesn't make me a cinephile. I'm not a cinephile. I'm not that hot. No. I'm just a dude who goes to the movies and has fun just like anybody else. And if that makes me a cinephile, but it doesn't matter if I see 1,000 movies or I see 10 movies. I'm using my own mind to decide what I want to go see. And I think we'd be in a better place if that were the case. Because like I said, I hear from people, general audience all the time, who end up saying something on streaming that they didn't see because bad word of mouth. So what ended up being a good movie, in their opinion, They listened to the fucking herd and robbed themselves of seeing that in an environment that they probably should have seen it in. That's what word of mouth means to me sometimes. You know, and it goes the other way. I've seen people who got led by word of mouth to some bullshit. So
yeah, scary movie.
Whatever movie. If it's not for you, it's not for you. I'm not, like I said, we need, and Hollywood needs to be the pioneers of this. They need to understand that nowadays movies are, especially a lot more people are going to be watching movies in solitude via streaming or just going to the movies for themselves. So they need to capitalize on the individual experience, you know, and they got to find a way to do that because, like I said, you can be misled and robbed of your moment by a lot of the stuff that's out there, tools to make a decision with.
What's good? Got Brad, your impression of Butthead. That's the okay. Thank you. Well, I mean, it's, you know, it's kind of a core element of the Butthead character. Ruth, William kind of went into this a little bit at the beginning, but go ahead and explain it because I don't think she was there for that.
We are more than likely just to go out and end the campaign with a big bang. We are more than likely just going to do Zack Snyder's Justice League, and the reason why is it gives us a 4-hour window plus to make it again. A lot of people who've joined the campaign since we did it last, which was on what was that New Year's Eve the last time we did it, or did
yeah,
we
it was the SGL. Yeah, it was New Year's Eve.
Okay, so that's been almost 5 months. So
yeah,
and that seems to polarize the donation. Where are we at, by the way? Getting caught up in this Rotten Tomatoes shit.
Yeah, I think we're still where we started. Yeah.
We're still at 12.7, but you know, every time I go to sleep, it goes up. You know, so there you go. Maybe it'll go up $2,300. Yeah. So yeah, we're going to. I'll probably. I got to make some decisions because, like I said, I can't. I don't know. Do we want to end it Saturday, or do we want to keep going? You know, at some point, I do want to get this money into the hands of the people who need it and operate with it. You know, because like I said, it's, you know, so I got to think about that tomorrow.
All right. Was that Beavis or Butthead? That was my attempt at Butthead. Like Beavis. Yes, Beavis. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. Fire. And so of course I did a little bit of Beavis the other night when I. But wait, hold
on. No, Austin, you stop because it's like you're talking in circles now. I understand what you're saying. What I am saying is just because even if let's for argument's sake, that's the status quo. To me, that's a fail mentality. Are you a fucking sheep or are you a human? How do you get value out of anything if you're not, like I said, you know, and just because it's convenient doesn't mean that it makes it. Like I said, I can find a shitty opinion about a movie that might keep me away from a good movie just because it was right there for me. I understand that's what it is, but does that make it right? Does that make it useful? And is that a useful tool for studios making better movies? Because that's ultimately what this question was about. Is should studios be using that bullshit for their next decision? You know, and I say no, not entirely. No. There's a lot of data that has to be taken in. Most of it we'll never even know. There are things and data points that go into spending this money that will probably never come to the surface for us. If it didn't come to the surface for us when we had strikes and shit going on, it ain't coming out now. So like I said, we're guessing at what criteria they use to make these movies. But what I'm not guessing at is what I like.
Austin has one for me here. I think people are well, first before I get to that, Wayne, yeah, why are you drinking? I was kind of worded that myself. Is it orange juice or?
It's
okay.
The vitamin.
Because I have a cup and you just drink it right out of the jug.
Yeah, because I drink a lot of liquids. I drink a lot of fluids because I go out and exercise. I go out and run, and I'm very physical during my day. So when I'm sleeping, that's when your body learned this overseas when I was in combat. Is that when you're over and it's hot, your body's recovery period is really when you're sleeping, and your electrolytes and everything else. You drink water immediately to quench an immediate thirst, but like I said, heat exhaustion and things like that, that's an cumulative effect. So you want to keep fluids going through you.
My dad
give you a little bit more than just the water.
And all that. Yeah, my dad used to tell me, like, being over when he was in the Gulf War, he was in Saudi Arabia for that. And, he talked about, it's like, you could drink down like 2 like whole like liter bottles of water and like just sweat it out. I mean, because your body's like, because you're sweating so heavily, you don't end up having to pee because it's like you're secreting so much sweat. It's like
you gotta watch out, because once you your body's cooling mechanism, and when you stop sweating, you're usually in some serious danger. And when you stop urinating, that usually means you're not cycling enough fluids through your bodies for the natural process to work. We would have IVs, because I was a Combat Lifesaver. We would have IVs because as we've had like the Minnesota National Guard coming over to the Middle East, and obviously it's a climate change for them. And those guys would be passing out as soon as they get there, and we'd have to stick IVs in them, and they would have to develop different habits,
Yeah, an IV. If you've never been an IV, that is their whole tripped out experience being an IV.
If you've ever put one in someone, and it's another tripped out experience.
Austin, Brad, no, I have never done Muay Thai specifically, but I've done a whole bunch of different disciplines for about 22 years now. I've done Taekwondo, I've done Shaolin Chuan Fa, I've done karate, I've done Aikido, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Right now, my school, I'm currently involved with American Tang Soo Do and Krav Maga. Of course, there's all kinds of different things I want to continue learning. But that's my background is pretty
your mic's jumbling a little bit more.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, my back. I've been around the block definitely, but unfortunately, no Muay Thai specifically. Would love to. Anytime it's like in a Muay Thai training facility, I would definitely do it.
You guys think I'm that dirty? Damn. Wow.
And you guys think I'm this young. You guys think I'm this young.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, your picture makes you look a lot younger than you. But 12 to 15 gates all going to a great cause. This doesn't have to be the last time. Yeah, it's definitely not. We're probably going to do a lot more. Who knows how many live you touch? Great work being consistent with it. Yeah, like I said, I would love to have that nice round number, but I'm not. Who knows how long it could take us forever to get to 15,000. So I got some decisions to make tomorrow.
Let's see what else you guys got. Vegas in July and August. You can't drink enough water if you're outside during the day. Yeah, well, Williams definitely impressed that upon me.
Yeah, you cannot. You could literally find yourself in physical danger, because a lot of people take it for granted. They don't realize how it creeps up on you. You're just, everybody's body acts in a different way. And like I said, I'm accustomed to it out here. When it gets so hot, there's a certain level of when it gets hot that my body just doesn't feel it anymore. But at the same time, that's when you got to make sure you're still drinking water, because just as you get that's because it doesn't make you feel like shit. That doesn't mean your body is doing the right thing for you. So I always tell people drink water. It's the easiest thing to do.
Droga referencing the grossest thing to ever pop up on the internet.
Jesus Christ, dude. Water is key. Yes.
I wonder how many soldiers who have been deployed in the Middle East have contracted urinary tract infections.
I didn't know of too many. But that's not a lot of that time. I didn't know people who actually brought it, to anybody's attention. So I didn't hear of any. Yeah. That's what I do. Because like I said, just the water enough is just, because water is great. It does, a lot, but there's a lot of energy you're losing too. You're not just losing fluid. Sometimes you're losing the end process of what the water does for you. So that's why I drink this. That's why you almost never see me drinking like just plain water. Sometimes you will. That's all I got. But I like to have it, running plus a vitamin and everything else, because you lose a lot. Also, eating right during the heat is another thing, because you're not just losing fluid, you're losing energy. You're losing, it's a cumulative effect where you start to feel like crap, and a lot of people. That's why the nausea and all that comes in, because your entire defense system is being compromised by the heat. So you just got to make sure you're eating right. You're recovering right. When you get out of the heat, get in the air conditioning, get in the shade. rest as much as you can. That's why I sleep a lot more during the summer than I do any other time, because that it's like a candle being carried throughout the day. Eventually it's going to melt down and that's all you have left. And then you got to go into the next day. So there's a lot of shit I learned overseas because I saw people literally pass out, and big tough guys that were, just collapse right in front of you because of that heat. And, like I said, I'm in the middle of a desert, so I got to be careful. All right, let's see. 22 years, more age zones.
Yeah. Do I really look that young, guys? Because I admit, it's
You
like
don't look 38, or what are you? 37 or 38? What is it?
I'm 37.
You don't look 37. I would have carded you.
No,
You
really.
do look relatively young.
I'll probably, once my beard fully comes in, that definitely adds to my
Yeah. By the way, anybody I'm screaming at right now, I don't hate you. I don't hate you. If I'm disagreeing with you on this stream right now, I don't hate you. I just don't agree with the mindset. What you guys are saying is actually in a way right, because that's what's happening right now. What I'm saying is that's got to change. That's got to change if these studios want to make the next step. This is not going to work. And I think, especially with streaming and with movies like with Bradshaw going, that'll be on streaming in 3 weeks. So
if not two.
Yeah, the aggregates and the opinions, we're going to have to find out a different way for these movies to even get greenlit. So if I went and I saw Boy Kills World and I didn't like it, is that going to matter as much in 3 weeks when it's on streaming? And now we reverse engineer that decision making to, should I even make Boy Kills World? See what I mean? Yes, the answer is yes, because there's going to be a lot of guys like you who won't be on these aggregates that like it, and I'm going to get it to you like that. Monkey Man, like that. Bam, it's there. Boom. It doesn't matter what anybody thought of Monkey Man. It's right here now. I have it. It's invention I created. And guys, once again, I'm going to have to put across this roll. Stop using my idea. I'm going to come for you. All right. The law will come for you. I'm going to have to change the name. You stole my name, Remote Control. So now I got to come up with something else. But I've seen it in other people. I was at somebody's house the other day, and I saw one sitting on the table, and I'm like, dude, did you get my permission to make that? But guess what? When you can get it right to the consumer, why do we need these aggregates opinions affecting it that much when there's going to be a different set of circumstances that person's going to do to approach that movie? Like when I see that movie, I'm seeing it on a different end of the spectrum that you saw it on. But it's going to get within 3 weeks, me and you saw the same movie. See what I mean? But if I go on certain circumstances, some of these movies may never get made. Fast and the Furious, the last three probably should have never been made, in my opinion. But guess what? Critics be damned. People like the ridiculousness of it. So it's like I said, I think, but I also think this is going to be when the dinosaurs go away too. Like when the Zaslavs and the Igers and all that, they've done a great job and all that. But when it's the Generation Xers coming in, the guy who's going to benefit from Boy Kills World being on that audience, they're going to have to look for better places to get an understanding about what people want. Because not only do these critic scores, they're not going to matter that much, but box office. Box office isn't going to mean a lot to whether a Boy Kills. Don't tell me what the ending is. Whether a Boy Kills World 2 gets made, right? Because it's not going to be in the box office long enough. It's going to be on streaming longer than anything. So different numbers. Now, once you watch it on streaming, now what I do trust more is once you've watched it and you give the thumbs up or thumb downs on the actual streaming service. Even that's not a perfect science. But if the algorithm can be matched to the fact that Brad completely watched this movie, Brad gave it a double thumbs up, but Brad watched this movie 3 fucking times, and Brad gave it a thumbs up. That to me is going to be like, okay, I have Brad. So there's just a lot. I think it's going to be an evolving thing. But like I said, what you guys are saying is actually fact as far as this is the way things are today. People do use these things to make their decision. I just think that's fucking sad. And I don't think that's the way it should be.
Oh, well, actually, on that note, Wayne, Brad, do you think we'll make more money? Boy Kills? The Crow, definitely.
Wow, that's a tough one, dude. The Crow has name brand, but yeah, The Crow. And you know what? As much as I don't like the way The Crow looks, I'm gonna go see The Crow. Some kid, some 20-year-old is gonna go see this movie and he's gonna think it's fucking amazing. And then he's gonna come into my store saying, "What, the Crow doesn't have hair? What is that Crow? That's not the Crow." No, come here, you little snot. But no, but it could make somebody who doesn't have any connection to the IP. Because if you look at the Crow and just put the Crow out of your head, the name out of your head, it actually looks like something I would want to see, and it's just a regular. Like I said, it reminds me of the Hannibal, the TV show. Did you ever get a chance to watch Hannibal?
Not unfortunately, no, I haven't seen it.
Oh, dude, that's a damn shame.
Yeah, my friend Ashley is big into Hannibal Lecter. Whether through Silence of the Lambs or the books or what have you. She's really recommended that show pretty heavily.
It is a beautifully done show, and it got canceled. I don't know why, but a lot of people want to try to bring him back. I would love. Mikkelsen is great in it. This is the best thing he's in my opinion. But yeah, that trailer for The Crow looks like that, and I like that kind of artistic. Now, like I said, I judge it on whether it should look like The Crow or not. But somebody's going to come along and be like, "This movie looks fucking amazing." What's The Crow? What? There's a bird. So it has a sleeper chance. And I don't. How much did they spend to make it? I don't think they spent a lot of money to make it.
Yeah, probably. Not that. I'll go ahead and look it up.
I know.
Because the original that came in at like 21 million, and even some of that was for what they had to tweak it and for stuff after Brandon Lee's death.
So it made $50 million in the box offices back in 1994. That got you promoted, and then
Yeah, guys. Back in the 90s, you could make like 50 to 100 million, and that could be considered like a cultural phenomenon.
Yeah, you're getting a bigger office. 50 million a day gets you. You're serving pizza at the place you actually use the green light movies. So
yeah, the budget is 50 million
for The Crow.
Yeah,
they should make that no problem. I don't think this is going to bomb. I don't know if I'm going to like I said, I'm going to give it a shot. I am going to judge it on the criteria of a kick-ass movie where a bunch of people get cut up, stabbed, and there's beautiful artistry in it. If I don't judge it as a Crow movie, maybe, but then again, I got to say, I just don't like the look of the movie. And to me, when you're doing a comic adaptation, I think the look is important. When you see the Fantastic Four, right, there's probably going to be a 4 on their chest. Goofy as that may be, and by the way, Daredevil, put the fucking double D's on Daredevil.
We need our double D as the Daredevil.
Yeah. There you go. I mean, come on now. Come on. You're giving me Wolverine's most colorful and ridiculous costume after all these years. Give me what? Don't hold back no more. I could see back in the 2000s when they go, we got to work black leather because they were afraid of what the color would look like. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Because it was basically a leather jacket he zipped up. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the Grant Morrison. All of those look like the Grant Morrison run of X-Men for me. I don't know, but yeah, the Boy Kills World might suffer because a lot of people just don't know.
Because the marketing, just wasn't that present.
Yeah, and that's a sad shame because you put it out in theaters. But once again, in marketing, put it on streaming. $29, I'll watch it.
People are complimenting my Brad. You look under 30. Okay, thank you. And yeah, there was another one here that
I'm not talking about. Why am I talking? Why would I be talking about? Unless you're an alter ego in here. Tom Hardy would not have been a great Crow, but that's just me.
Yeah, people have suggested him for Wolverine.
I could have seen that.
Yeah, I could have too. I think I could have too. But, you thought I was only 28? Okay, I guess.
You don't look that old.
I've had people tell me my voice also contributes to it. I sound pretty young because of my voice.
You do, yeah. Like I said, looking at you now in your profile pic, you look like you're 12. That's why I was always.
And Brad, you should take it as a compliment, Dylan. Okay, well, thanks a lot, guys. But we've also got some. You guys are also, of course, having some fun at my expense with my youthful looks, which is starting with 4th year. Brad's going to grow into a fine young man when he starts sci-fi by scary movies.
Yeah, now she's been stressed out. All right, guys, we're at 12-7. Maybe who knows? Maybe I'll wake up tomorrow, and with the ferry, the donation ferry will hook us up.
Wait till 6. The ultimate trend. What? I'm going to turn into a werewolf at that point. I could do it.
Fly.
Brad was a wee lad, and William has mentored him into karate. 20.
Oh, like what I'm Mr. Miyagi? Damn.
Yeah. Well, and also, Austin had one he wanted me to. Let me see if I can find this. It was
Star.
related.
Use the star, Bradley. Use the star.
He
Especially when
said
we're talking like this.
he said bring up the past comment, which I hadn't seen. So how can I start if I hadn't seen it?
Oh, that's true.
So is this, damn it, where is it? Austin, you might have to type it again for me, man, because I can't find. Let's see if I can find it here. I get lost in the. Oh, by the way, Will Winsberger, how's it going? Good to see you.
The fact that you guys took the time to create these profiles is bad.
Let's see. Damn it. Where is that? Yeah, where is this one you were? Yeah. He asked me to bring. Oh, well, he was kind of explaining the comment. Could you show William my comment? I want to make sure he knows it's all love and I'm not upset.
Oh no, I already know that. I don't even need to see the comment. I don't need to see the comment. We're just having fun, dude. I mean, we're just having fun. I don't come here for that. You know what I mean? It's just, you know.
I think this is the one he's referring to, Austin. I think that's the one he's referring to.
Okay, yeah. And like I said, I don't know if it gets heated. I mean, I've been on streams where people left the stream and they didn't like each other anymore. That's ridiculous. We just disagree philosophically on where the movie industry needs to go. In my opinion, it needs to go more individuals. And as you master the individual perception, you master the families, because the breadwinners are going to basically include their families into this, and that's how you're going to grow your audience. But I think we're doing it in a time where, like I said, it's just so easy for me to get that product in question a lot easier and a lot quicker. Plus, like I said, I think it's going to change, because if I know that I'm going to be able to see Boy Kills World in 3 weeks, does somebody's abstract opinion matter to me because of the investment? Even if I don't go see it in a movie, my investment in time is a lot less. I'm not paying for the gas, not paying for the overall movie. I'm paying for the streaming service. So now I can clear all that away and be like, I'm going to watch this movie. Now, I might look at some opinions afterwards per discussion. Like when we watch mutual movies, we want to talk about them and we discuss, okay, I didn't like that. I thought that was cool. Or I get what you're saying. That kind of thing is good. That's where I think movie talk really needs to go back to, the post-movie discussion. The post-movie discussion that you could have with your buddies after that, where you've seen the movie, but you are now kind of like, and then in those discussions, sometimes you may have missed something cool in the movie that the person you're talking with has. Those are the kind of things I wish movie talk would go back to, instead of the whole critics thing, because what I'm talking about, you've already gone through the movie going experience. These other things could keep you away from the movie going experience or route you to somewhere that your own intuition might not take you. A lot of people don't find out how different their movie sensibilities are until they see certain movies. I know guys who are just straight up slasher would go see, what's that movie that Jennifer, what's her face is running around naked on the beach? Jennifer, you know what I'm talking about. Well, that's like everything, but what's her face from Mystique? Jennifer, Academy Award winner.
Oh, Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah,
I know guys who would not have seen a movie with her, went with their girlfriends or something like that, ended up liking the movie, might go see her other movies. They didn't know that until they went through it. You evolve as a moviegoer, and I think I'm starting to believe that we probably are best if we evolve on our own. Like the Junkie said, that's like whenever I see him, he goes to the movies, he does his little review, but he goes on his own. But he tells you that's just his opinion, And there's been movies that he's like, and I've gone and seen them and been like, wow, because you can respect his opinion, but I'm just not necessarily going to use it to guide me. It's just like, damn, it's like it's a special experience. I run into people all the time who think Blade Runner 2049 is boring. I can't imagine that. Could you imagine me listening to somebody else when it came to going to see any Denny Villeneuve movie?
Yeah, probably not.
There are a lot of people who type. I mean, yeah, it's just I got to do it on my own. It's just like so. Like I said, and when I see things like the article of the day were producers and movie studios who are already making a lot of costly decisions, doubling down on it right then. Find a different playbook. Start reaching out. Figuring out, what some of these movies work. And you know what? A lot of them are going to start using the streaming as a tool because, like I said, if you're Warner Brothers, why would you not be using what's going right on Max? The shit that you don't gut from the platform, by the way. But if you're seeing demographic stuff on it, why don't you see if you can merge those demographics and get that dollar? You may save your studio industry via your because those people are watching the movies and they're watching it in solitude. They're watching it because they want to watch it. They're interested in it. See what they rated afterwards. See, to me, the solitary experience after the movie, before all this other stuff might mean a little bit more. Even then, it's not a science. Like I said, I can't tell what kind of movie. Now, if it's like The Raid, obviously I know, okay, there's a good chance Brad's gonna like that. But it could be a Raid mock-up that you think, the kung fu is horrible, and I don't know. I could recommend you a movie that, oh, dude, they were fighting in close quarters and sticks and shit and everything else, and I can say, well, Brad's gonna like that, and then Brad, you see, it's like, oh, the kung fu is horrible. It wasn't believable, and I'm like, dude, there I go. Don't listen to me. So yeah, it's all subjective. I think I'm open-minded, but I don't think the studios are. I think the studios are being run by a bunch of old men that just they want the quickest answer. They don't want to do the homework. I mean, now you have the indies. I don't consider A24. We got to stop calling that an indie. But
at this point, yeah.
Yeah, they seem to have a better pulse on the people who come to see their movies. They seem to have a better connection. They seem to kind of stay in touch, and look around and see where their audience, is. And same thing with Blumhouse. There's some people who don't like Blumhouse movies. They think they're, retro gates. I love Blumhouse movies. And it just seems like Jason Blumhouse knows I like his movies and finds a way to continue to make the stuff I like. And see, he's of the generation that I think is going to be spearheading the new world orders, if you want to call it. It's not going to be the 70 and 80-year-old guys who look at technology and they look at technology like, how can I get the quickest answer? It's like they look at these aggregates and these things it's like the magic 8-ball where you just shake it and you get the quick. No, there's a lot more research that's got to be done. But I don't know if the studios or this current generation is capable of doing it. They cancel shit that that people like. That gets numbers. I mean, they just don't seem to be in touch. But I've seen things with high critic scores get canceled. I'm like, what? What are you doing? What are you doing? So it's all subjective.
Drogo also wanted me to pull this up. Where what I had, I saw you post this. I had lucid dream last night where Batfleck fought an army of Raimi Venoms. That does sound pretty cool. I'd love to see that. Maybe do some fan art for us, man. That'd be pretty cool to see that.
No, Clint, I think people should evolve no matter what platform we're on. I think we should be evolved, especially if we're going to have social media as part of our lives like this. You have to evolve to the point where you could decipher what's coming through. Like I said, not everything that comes up on a timeline is take it to the news desk type of situation. You know what I mean? A lot of people have motives. A lot of people have agendas when they report this stuff. Some of it is partly true. Some of it is completely not true. Some of it is true without context. So if you're going to have all this raw data and have all this shit scrolling up and down, you got to evolve as a person to understand, okay, what part of this or how much of this is usable. But I don't see that all the time. I've seen shit that's been out there for 10 minutes and people are taking it as gospel. I'm like, and then have to take it down or have to back. I mean, it's like, you know what? I mean, and we don't have editors. It's not like, when we had news outlets, it used to be when news outlets, put out bullshit, somebody got fired. Or your credibility went down. You went from a news outlet to a tabloid. If you told enough things that were ridiculously not true, you literally became a tabloid type of situation where people might buy you, but they're not taking you seriously. But nowadays we don't have editors. We don't have editors. Anybody can type anything on the internet. Anybody can quote somebody. Anybody. There's nobody looking over it and saying, "Ooh, do you have? Can you substantiate this?" Oh no, but I heard it from so and so. And by the time we get to 60 degrees of the separation, we now have taken that for like a more fact than it should be. So yeah, that's what I mean by evolving. I don't think the internet is going to evolve. I think we have to. That's why when I see so much of this stuff that goes on, and that's why you don't see me retweeting a lot, because most of the stuff I look at, I'm like, I don't know if I can even trust this, and I don't want to look like a fucking fool after I retweeted something that 6 hours later it's bullshit. Somebody already print screened you retweeted it. There you go.
Yeah.
So there you go. Hello, Jason Hector.
Yeah, I think it's the first time seeing you, man.
Yeah.
You want me to like start throwing kicks or something? I mean, it's like
no, Aaron. When Aaron comes on, we have to.
I'm a little bit close to my bed here. It's like I'd like to have a little bit more room. Like take it outside, guys.
Everybody was coming. Aaron, when you come on,
I'm telling you, Aaron, that would be so perfect. If like, and by the way, I think she was that a pun, or was this a pun on what we were saying there, or were you just saying no? It's Jennifer's body we were talking about. It's like I'm not quite sure what you're getting at there, but yes, Aaron, that'd be so, again. I reiterate that'd be so perfect. It's like you come on, you have your gi, and you're in your fighting stance. You have,
yeah,
that'd be the most perfect intro ever. That'd be the most perfect
camera
intro
fixed,
ever.
woman. Do you take donations to eat a burger? Which I will starve. I won't be able to eat it, but I'll take donations for doing just about anything. It's got to be sizable though, because we're getting close to the finish line, man.
Yeah, that's a good question there, Ray.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna look awful. It's gonna look awful.
He's like, yeah.
It's not funny. And like I said, I will probably end up having to surrender to the to my hands to eat it, but I'll give it a shot. Yeah. Make that cash register ring. Ray, we're at 12. Are we still at 12.7?
Yeah, right there, 12,700. So yes, please, guys, just sharing it around. I think we got some pretty quite a few. Like I said, Scott from Squadcast and Film Junkie and a few others were sharing that. Yeah,
did I get that? I know Junkie did it, but I haven't been on all day.
Yes, let me look. He shared that. Scott shared that on Twitter on Umbero.
It's the
yeah, we should pull him up right here. So Scott, you're getting a little bit of a shout out on the stream tonight.
Ruth's page is so hilarious.
Yeah, we're getting close to the goal here, guys. If you have some extra you can throw at this, please do so. Yes, so thank you very much, Scott.
Do I have one? I got Scott McClellan. I do follow him. He sure did. Thanks, Scotty. Like on that one. Yeah, so that's where we're at. And I'm gonna go. I'm not. You know what? You guys have turned me off of burgers. I hope you all feel good now that you've turned me off of burgers.
We do feel good. We feel very good. We feel good about your burger situation.
Some people are going to be unemployed because of the amount of burgers I eat. Is going to be. You know what? It's all because of that little shitty movie and Brad's infatuation with it. But he can make fun of a scary movie, which is an awful movie, but you like Good Burger.
Yeah, because Good Burger.
How is that compete?
Good Burger goes A to B. It's like there's another burger chain that wants across the street. They end up a competition. They get Ed's sauce in there to equalize it, and they find out they're injecting their burgers across the Mondo Burger with this illegal steroid that makes they have to stop them. It's like that's an A to B. It doesn't whether you like it or not. That moves A to B. Okay, scary movie. It's not A to B. It's A to Z to Q to N to K to B to D.
Still trash. It doesn't matter how many steps you take to get to the trash. It's still trash. Anyway.
Send me the donate link. Yeah, it should be the chat, man. I got to put it in the chat for you.
Yeah, because we got to do. We owe him Jennifer's body, by the way.
Well, like you owe me the raid. It's like, and listen, I will sacrifice the raid. This as far as like for something like ZSJL. As far as like
we're gonna have to get a lot of people on board.
The efficacy for it to donate. It's like I will definitely, I will not lose sleep over that. If it's like we got to swap out the raid for scary movie.
And also, we didn't have as many viewers in January as we did. Like we weren't blasting out like that many people on Twitter as we are now. So when we do it
Yep.
this time around, it's going to be. I think we'll have a lot more, and the fact that people know that this is the end game. This is where we're trying to get to. So hopefully, us getting maybe a lot of people who we may get a lot of people on the panel that we haven't had before, and when you get new people, new blood, they were spreading it out. So that's why I'm going to show that movie, not because we haven't seen it before. It's just the fact that that's the one.
It's a lightning rod, yeah. It's a lightning rod, both within fandom and within our charity work. So
yeah,
I get to think we're going to be celebrating the 4th anniversary of the announcement like 3 weeks later, which again, I will definitely.
I will never forget how I felt that day, man.
Neither will I. Yeah. That was a day to remember, and again, contrasting it with just how shitty the world was at the time. I mean, that was the news. That was the kind of news like people just needed to hear on that day. Was something just that uplifting.
Yeah, we still got to get Bridesmaid, dude. We'll get all. But like I said, once we get to the finish line here, which is hopefully real soon, we'll start rolling through those, and we'll get our next type of charity. We'll start with those. But
and a chappy. Yeah, we just here's the link here in the chat, man.
2,300.
Mina Burger now. Good to know.
20. I thought all the kid eats was pizza. 2,300 chappy. 2,300. Don't be like Numbers did the other day and have us.
Yeah,
thought he was serious.
Yeah, I didn't notice. He put a JK in his comment there. I neglected to notice.
Yeah, man. It wasn't funny, man. I didn't. I was kind of like William the Man Kills Burger. His man. Oh, Man Kills Burger. I'll tear up a burger, boy.
That sounds like a good movie.
Yeah, I mean, we can watch me eat the burger. I mean, I damn near give you a full tour of the burger when I have it on there.
That burger. I mean, that's like. I mean, that must have been like that's like climbing the Mount Everest of burgers. I mean, that burger was the size of that pretzel you showed from the Rebel Moon showing, and that pretzel was the size of a pizza. So.
Oh yeah, and it came in a pizza box. That's what's the most hilarious thing about this.
Yeah, we got a lot of comments about burgers here. Yeah. Yeah, you got. It's very good that you guys are paying so much attention to burger talk tonight.
You putting some money behind these retarded. Pretty patties.
Pretty patties.
For sure.
William needs tusks. You mean like fourths? Image?
No, I don't need forced tusk. It's very disturbing. I used to hate bringing them up because it usually means bringing up that fucking walrus.
I got it. Yeah, again, that pretzel again. That's like a 4-course dinner with the image you guys shared. That pretzel.
AMC Towns, well, AMC period. I think AMC Theaters has those all because the 2 times I've had one has been at AMC Town Square Rainbow, which is where I saw Rebel Moon at. Oh, by the way, we got it was time. It was a triple. We got.
No, that sounds good.
Shut up. We have Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes for those of you who are participating and coming to my free public day. Oh, by the way. Let's bring this up real quick because for those of you who will be in town next week for May the 4th, you can swing by the center. Oh, why is it making me do this? My little security thing signs me out to everything. Come on. For May 4th, it's going to be an all-day event for me for the center. Like I said, I've always said it's literally, like I said, in my opinion, most important day of our year, even more so than Black Friday. So stop screen, and we were doing May the 4th and Free Comic Day, brought to you by Soul, the UNLV, who will be doing those are the individuals there. They will be pulling on a full-on lightsaber duel, Sith versus Jedi. Sister Kim's will be hooking us up, get a haircut, and then we have a couple more sponsors. Free comics start at 10:30 while supplies last. Live saber duel is at 7:50 p.m. and at 8 o'clock we start with my favorite Star Wars movie, which is Empire Strikes Back. It's a special drive-in feature. We'll start at 8 o'clock, and like I said, we'll have throughout the day. I have a different flyer. But throughout the day, I'm going to have all kinds of other giveaways and things. Like I said, we're going to be giving away movie tickets. We'll be giving some of you guys will Be going to see Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, that which premieres that following week. And I got a lot of T-shirts and posters to give away too. We'll have like a little prize pool. So if you're in the area or you will be in the area, well, come by the Sci-Fi Center. But hey, no matter where you are in America, pre-Comic Book Day, give not only should you frequent your local comic store, the one that your main one, but take this chance to give a lot of those other ones in your neighborhood, wherever you're at in America. I'm not saying betray your comic book dealer. That's a connection I understand. But at the same time, you never know. You never know. I mean, you never know what you might find in some of these places, who you might meet. So this is a day where everybody gets to go outside of the box a little bit. And a lot of guys end up, shopping at 3 or 4 stores. They'll always have their main guy. But you know what? Those other little stores around there, if they only get 5 to 10% of your business each time, collectively, that makes a big difference for all involved, including the store that you go to. So,
Yes.
Pre-Comic Book Day, everybody.
Yeah, I will definitely be frequenting my establishment on the 4th for that.
All right. I put the link in the chat, so I'm going to give this a couple more minutes of torture before I end it and go get my food. But like I said, if you are in the mood, like I said, we've gotten direct donations from all over the world, which I think is pretty cool. So I'm happy.
Yes,
about
yay!
that.
Free Comic Book Day, always an awesome day. Droga, I finished the burger and I need the fries. Oh, good to know.
Get you a lightsaber. What kind you want?
Purple lightsabers. We got some recognition from.
Mace Windu. Mace Windu.
Yeah. He had an awesome lightsaber in Revenge of the Sith.
I have his lightsaber. I think I still have his lightsaber in storage, but I know I had to get it repaired because when we would get the Force Effects ones, we would actually do saber duels in the store. We whacked the shit out of those things. The reverse Wonder Woman outfit. Okay. I don't know quite what that means. You know what? I was willing to do it all throughout this entire campaign. We just never met the number.
Go on the comic book store crawl on the 4th. Yes.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah, and like I said, we can celebrate Star Wars too.
Chappie says, "I think I'm picking it." Are you talking about for like your watch party suggestion? I mean, as long as it's not a scary movie, it's not gonna be the Spartans or anything.
Scary movie. If scary movie has got to be something substantial. We can't do like $100 donation and do scary movie again.
We went to meet the Spartans and get a penny out of it. So
yeah, we can't. We're winding down.
I still love. We did our watch party. It's like we get 5 minutes. I'd seen it. Most of you guys have seen it. William hadn't. We get 5 minutes of that movie. William was like, "Yeah, this movie is terrible."
Yeah, I don't see how, and it made some decent money too.
Yeah, for their budget, it was like 20 million.
That's what I mean.
80 against like a 20. So
somebody had a special experience with Spartans. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. It's somebody somewhere that really resonated with them. And it's like, I mean, Godspeed, man. That's all I can say. That's you guys got. We're wrapping up here. Pew pew pew. Okay, not quite sure you're getting there. Is that lightsabers or blasters?
This is the blaster sound effect from the Stormtrooper blaster.
Yeah, so I thought I was getting that there. Let's see what else you guys got. We're wrapping up here. I don't ever want to make William mad. Don't want to get kicked in the some of these shorthands you guys come up with. James Gunn's Burger. Yeah. Is that the title of a movie he has in the works? Because I hope it's good. If it didn't, yeah. Are you dressing up for Star Wars Day, William?
No. I don't have any Star Wars costumes personally, and it's too hot here. I got to do a lot of running around. I'm going to be running up and downstairs. We're going to have stuff going on downstairs in the courtroom, and I got to help with the drive. So.
Does the heat in Vegas affect cosplay at all on like things like May the 4th?
Nah. Most of the people, they live here, so it's like they understand. I've seen guys do cosplay to where they're completely covered, but a lot of the time they're going from one air conditioning place to the other. So the most uncomfortable you're going to be is when you're getting in your car and get out in the parking lot, stuff like that. But generally, when they're like, we got level up this week, I mean, they're going to all be there. We have Amazing Comic Con. It's in like late June, early July. They'll be there for that. So, yeah, generally not. It doesn't. Like I said, I think a lot of people who are accustomed to it and they're willing to suffer for their art. So there you go.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's a lot of Slave Leias. Lots of Slave Leias. Okie dokie. What time is it? 1:30? I don't know what kind of mood I'm going to be in tomorrow because the Kings play Edmonton tomorrow. So there might be some holes and walls if shit don't go right. The Lakers already pissed me off, but I expected this result. Goodbye, Darvin Ham. Listen, your 3 years as coach of the LA Lakers, I hope you had a good time. I'm pretty sure you're going to be a great coach someday, but this is not an on-the-job training session here in Hollywood. So I'm looking forward to your termination. Yes, lots of babies. Your termination just after Saturday evening.
It's good. And we also got someone new named Rapper with Michael Jackson's picture there. So according to the Lene guys.
Okay, thank you, Lene guys.
And nice to meet you, Rapper, whoever you are.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, how close are we? This is unsettling.
I really look that young guy's going. I'm not that. You guys really, if you saw one of these days, like William and I will take a picture side by side. It's like I'm actually fairly built. If I, in all modesty, I'm fairly broad chested and shouldered.
I've been trying to bring him out to Vegas to get this picture, but
I mean, you had the one with Film Junkie where it's like, I mean, you're just so much bigger than he is.
Dude, Film Junkie is like right here, man. I mean, because I thought he would be much bigger because you see, he's pretty stocky for his size, but he's about 5'6", and like I said, we had a picture when he came out, and he legit, I'm like, he's tiny. Rhea, I met Rhea. Rhea is taller than I thought Rhea would be. But when she stands next to me, I'm like 6'2", so
I remember him saying like people having that like in the fandom having like kind of that reaction, like meeting each other because knowing each other just through social media and YouTube.
Yeah.
And then meet at the first SnyderCon event, meet each other in face, and they would people like have reactions like, "I thought you'd be shorter. I thought you'd be taller."
I heard Colbert, Stephen Colbert is really tiny.
Really?
That's what Junkie told me.
Because I've never we've never met.
Yeah, I've met Fourth. I've met Rhea. So yeah, some of these guys I meet, and like I said, I'm a fairly big guy.
You're still bigger than me. You're 6'2", right?
Yeah, I'm 6'2", and then when I met Moose the other day, Moose from the wrestling guy, and this is how, like I said, this is what was kind of crazy because this guy right here is a legit.
Yeah, he's 6'5" and like the size of a mountain, and he's just made of nothing but muscle. And
that's Moose. Cool dude though. Cool dude. He looks scary, but he's a really cool dude. Now I'm a legit 6'2". I'm about 250. He's about 6'6", 280. Look at his shoulders, his shoulders and my shoulders. I mean, I look like I said, I look like a little brother. Somebody's little brother. He's a big dude. He's cool though, and like I said, he posed with me, signed my belt. I bought the belt there. There's one or two people I wanted to get signed. If he'd have lost that night, it would have been Nick Nimitz and him. I would have got him to sign it, but not. He signed it. Real cool dude. I love going to wrestling events, man, and seeing guys like that. Did you guys let me? What else did I get here? This is. Am I showing up? Yeah. This is me. Like I said, this is the kind of wrestle nerd that I am. I show up with championship belts. There's Matt Hardy after he came in, did those old delete things, the She-Hulk. That's me getting. That's my seats. My seats were excellent for Rebellion. That's me. What else? Let's all look at this. I think they used. You know what? I got to figure out how they're doing that without getting kicked off. I think you use like 20. Look at his oxtails. Oh my god, looks so good. Sunset, Deadpool. There's like I got a bunch of Deadpool #1 back in my magnets. There's some stuff I still have left over from Abigail. If you're local, you want to come down. There's me again, Abigail. There it is. Look at that pretzel.
Yeah, that pretzel again. That's like bigger than my head.
Pizza Bots. There's Rebel Moon. There's Africa again. There's my hours. There's me adding some new Funkos to the wall. As you can see, I have them stacked up to the ceiling because I'm running out of space. I just bought a few hundred more. There you go. There's some Monkey Man stuff. I'm out of larges, guys. So sorry. My Star Trek era. Added some new variants to the thing. There's the Deadpool ones I showed you before.
Yeah.
I have music on here. That's the radio studio that's right next to me.
Oh, was she the one who's giving us like the
Yeah,
mega boost,
that's
like, weeks ago?
that was Icarice. That was Icarice. She's the one who did that for us.
Thank you if you're watching.
That was the perfect day after it had rained forever.
And again, it's like you've got the biggest parking lot. You could land an airplane out there in that parking lot.
Wow, look at this. Look at that. That was at 11:3. That seems like 1,000 years ago, don't it?
That was about 17 days ago.
Yeah, and there's the Punisher. That's the Dan I reviewed it. There's that one. There's me and Sting. I got up early Sunday morning for that. Look at that signature, buddy. Immortalize that belt. And this is another perfect day. When like I said, when I go through the crazy weather that we've been through, I like to take a picture of it when it looks good. There's my belt. There's my Detective Comics number 38. First Robin, Child Endangerment. That's Farrell. It's a book that I'm recommending to people. This is the crew from Winnie the Pooh and Honey came and gave it, sold us all that. Not sold us. They came by as appreciation. They all the stars and everything signed that poster. I got to get that framed. Avengers number 8 facsimile, and it's cool because these things are cool because look inside. They printed them exactly like they did in the 60s. I love these things. These are my favorite things to have. There's the first. I sold this in 5 minutes. I sold this. I got it in the store. It was at the top. I took a picture of it, and I posted it. And before it got up on the variant wall, it sold. Someone walked in and bought it. And I'm like, damn. I need to get more. There's the bookstore that's next to me or under me actually. Let's see that we're out of that stuff. There's more Monkey Man. There's the people that went to go see Monkey Man. There's people that we gave away shirts because we got like 1,000 shirts. Let's see. This was the 6th anniversary of Hot 702 Icarice. That's her again. That's her 7th anniversary. And so there you go. All right, so we're gonna. That was just buying time to hopefully refresh. Let's see where we're at. We are still at 12:07. All right, well I guess that's where we're gonna end tonight. So, all right, Brad, where can I find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Twitter Rivera. You can find me on Facebook somewhat. You can find, of course, my writing on all these different nerd topics. We discuss a lot here on different outlets I've been published on. Of course, you can find me here on the Sci-Fi Center this week. Again, going through the final home stretch of our AFSP charity, and this week, not thankfully having to suffer through a spoof movie to get us there.
Yeah. Well, whatever. Whatever gets us there, but it looks like I'm going to go with the formula.
You can follow the money, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to go with Zack Snyder's Justice League. So I'll make that thumbnail pretty soon, and then like I said, just dealing with everything else. Hopefully, like I said, I'd like to wake up to a different number, but who knows? Yeah. All right, guys, that is it for me. We do it for we're doing all this for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. One of the things that they sponsor is this 988 Suicide Crisis Lifeline. If it gets too bad, call it. If you're doing great, pass it along.
Yes.
All right. That is it. I will see you. I don't know if I'm going to do a midnight stream tomorrow. If the Kings lose tomorrow, I might be in jail. So somebody's going to say something stupid to me, and I'm going to knock the shit up. No, I'm not. All right, guys. See you at some point in the next 24 hours.
Okay, there it goes.